think this is a good note for everybody out there.
He says that I don't pull well on TikTok, so
he doesn't. It's just a fact. It just doesn't pull well. It's called social media for a reason, and it's not selfish media.
I just gotta clear something up. You weren't the 12th man on the field right now, right?
There is no easy way to get anything ever.
This is Mornings with Matt, the Deering Acting Studio podcast, where we discuss the connection between life and acting.
Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mornings with Matt on the Deering Acting Studio podcast. I'm Matthew Deering here with Joey Sweeney. Joey, what's up, my man?
What is up? What is good? Everything's good.
How you feeling, Brody?
Hood.
How you feeling, broski?
I'm feeling great.
You having a good day?
Yeah, really great day.
It's got to feel good on the days that you come in before me. Does that feel good?
Kind of.
Okay.
Not really.
Okay,
See,
I feel that,
the
actually.
weird thing is for me, like, you've talked about, like, it feels good for you when that happens. But for me, I'm like, I like it better when you're in first.
No, actually. No. It feels better for me when you're in before me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what you're saying makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I like it better when you're in before me just because, A, we can connect and all that, but B, I have a heart attack every time. Because every now and then, especially this morning, I was so happy you answered the first time, because sometimes it takes forever to, like, I gotta call you and Leanne and try to get a phone to ring that's not on silent.
Right.
But now Brian has dialysis, so I didn't have a car to come, because that's always my last ditch, is to go tap on your back window.
Right.
And I was just in the back of my head like, oh man, if I can't get him to answer, then I don't know how I'm gonna get him.
You're jogging.
Yeah. I might have to call the first Uber of my lifetime.
You never called an Uber?
No.
Good for you, dude. Good for you.
Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, not that it's, I mean, you can call an Uber, that's fine, but it feels like it's so easy nowadays. I want my kids to learn how to drive a stick shift.
Oh yeah. It's so fun.
It's so fun.
I love stick shift.
But there's a lot of kids today who are just thinking to themselves, and they've said it out loud actually. They don't care to learn how to drive. Like, they don't even want to get a license. They're not motivated.
Oh yeah.
Because
yeah.
Uber's so easy, and I'm like, that's not good, I don't think.
Yeah, also, I mean, I don't love the idea of Uber anyway, just because you're getting into somebody else's car. And then you have to do, like, I'm not a big small talk guy.
Hey,
So, like, I like talking to people, but only if I know them and we're, like, acquaintances.
No, I'm with you, but I don't think you have to talk to your Uber driver. I think it's like, some of them are talkative, some are not. And you can kind of give the, it's like a taxi driver, like same idea, it's the same thing. So you can kind of give them the hint, like, oh, I'm in a talkative mood or I'm not, I want to exchange. But
I mean, it's still a little awky though, like the silence.
I don't think so.
Especially if they're trying to talk to you and they're not getting it.
But that's why I'll get in the back of the car.
Oh, that's funny.
Which, speaking of, all right, that's a great segue. I'll just take that and run with it.
All right.
That's a strategy.
Oh.
And today we're talking about, here's the topic, strategy is for winners. So if I don't want to talk to the Uber driver, seriously, I would pick the seat that's going to be least likely that they're going to try to engage in conversation with me. If I go sit in the front seat, probably you're going to talk to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And now I have to come up with all new strategies, like looking out the window and different things to try to get to my outcome, which is don't talk to me.
So funny.
All right.
Shall we do a daily devotional?
We shall. We shall do that. We'll start off the show right in the Lord. Here we go. Daily devotional. This is John 13, 13 through 17. You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have set you an example, that you should do as I have done. Very truly I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them.
I love this. I'm going to reread it and hit all of the emphasis points in my slide.
You call me teacher.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
John 13 through 7. Okay.
Teen.
You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done. For you, very truly I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them.
Blessed.
Bless up.
Nice. All right, so why did I pick this verse today for the topic strategy is for winners?
It's a good question.
I was thinking about it and it hit me. I realized Jesus Christ was like the best strategist of all time.
Yo, that's big facts. Yeah.
He had the long game in mind from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know, his strategy was not even of this world. So, you know, it's beyond everything we can possibly think of. But let's take this moment here. What does Jesus do? Okay.
He leads by example.
That's right. He
Yeah.
gets down, washes the disciples' feet.
Mm-hmm.
His strategy is to leave this lasting impression, to leave this example. His strategy is to help others understand what it's like to be a leader and what it's like to carry on the message. So strategically, he could have just said, hey guys, y'all should wash each other's feet. You get what I'm saying? It's a good idea. Cool?
Cool.
But he didn't do that. Instead, he got down on his hands and knees and he scrubbed each of their feet. And the disciples are like, Jesus, no. Like, please. You're not my servant. Like, there's no way I'm going to let you wash my feet. Like, that's embarrassing for me to have my leader serving me in that way.
And Jesus is like, take off your sandals. I'm washing your feet.
You're right. He's like, I am God, so I'm gonna do what I want to do.
I'm going to do what I want to do.
And it turns out what he
when
wanted to do.
I want to do it.
Yes. Turns out what he wanted to do was serve them.
Yeah.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
That's the when.
Boom.
Boom.
Jesus is a great example.
Yeah. like the King of Kings, you know?
Yeah.
All right, so speaking of kings, strategy is so important. Okay? I love war. I just do. I love studying war. I love watching war movies. I love studying successful people, seeing how they became successful. I like seeing different empires and knowing like how it came about. It's very exciting to see somebody strategize in a different way. And so when we think about any battle, anybody going into any kind of a battle, there's always like two strategists that are going against one another. This is essentially, in essence, what it is to be a coach. So I was thinking about a good sports analogy here, and I thought about Well, first of all, Tom Brady, but I'm gonna avoid that.
Stop
I'm
it.
gonna avoid it because I know that we haven't,
It's the biggest sham.
Some of us
I saw
have
the
an issue.
best thing. I think it was yesterday.
What's the
But it
sham?
said-
What's the sham? What's the sham? Tell me.
What's the sham?
What's the latest sham?
The latest sham is, okay, we're in the NFL salary cap era, meaning your team must stay below the salary cap.
Okay.
Cool. They're twisting the rules, so they've extended certain players so that they can keep their team together, which other teams aren't able to do. Like, that's why so many people are getting dropped. They basically...
Who's they?
The Buccaneers.
Okay.
Tom Brady's team. To get the band back together, they like cheated the system
How?
to where they...
How is it that they are allowed to do it and no one else is? Like, what is the thing that they're doing?
Because it's not, and the radio announcers were talking about this, but it's not like they joke about it like it's more of a suggestion versus a hard fast rule, even though it's supposed to be a hard fast rule. So certain teams that are more on the edge don't listen to the salary cap and they just sign players because they're good.
And then what happens?
And then, I mean, there's not really a penalty at this point, which is why it's kind of bull. But
I don't know, bro. See, here's the thing. I have to totally disagree with you.
makes sense.
Because if the rule is not clear, if the rule is not like hard and fast, and there's no like absolute next to it, your job should be to push those rules. Your job should be to strategize to get the best team together to win, essentially. Even and I'm gonna just barely tread on Tom Brady now, because I know it annoys a lot of people, and actually it annoys me. I'll be honest, when he gets calls that go his way, and if my team's playing against his team, that my team does not get the same calls. That annoys me. It really does.
It annoys everybody. It's really a terrible, terrible thing.
Now, having said that, okay, a great strategist is going to know where the referee is, where his eyeballs are, where he could throw the ball to most likely put the defender in a position where he's going to do what the other defenders did, but do it in such a way that it's right in front of the referee's eyes. A good strategist will do that. And here's the thing. If you cheat and you grab my guy, but the ref doesn't see it, it's not a penalty. Mm-hmm. It is not a penalty. So you think about even like the strategist of the receiver. Okay, I could push you off in such a way that I go and get the ball, but you were holding onto my arm, but I'm not facing the ref. The ref doesn't see the foul. It's not a foul. But if you're grabbing my arm and I let my arm go, and you get to see it, and players are great at this, you know, that is now a strategy, right? Harden does this, right, where he does the pump fake, he makes you foul him, and then, you know, and of course the NBA's blown that way out of proportion, and the ones that cheat, we all think it's super annoying. But the idea being, if it's a legit penalty, if it's legit, but I'm good at making the referees see it, that is honestly, it is good strategy.
Sure.
So
but
let's
he
take it.
gets plenty of penalties that are not legit. Like, plenty of penalties that are not legit. Like, totally won a Super Bowl on a penalty that was not legit.
Well, I don't know which one you're referring to.
The tuck rule, man. I've told you this a billion times. The tuck rule did not exist until that one game.
That's not true. It existed. It existed. You're wrong about this.
It never got called.
But it is a rule. It is a rule that after that play they got rid of, but that rule did exist. It is a rule.
I don't know.
No, look it up. I looked it up after you and I had a discussion.
Yeah.
It was a rule. It did exist. It was a rule in the playbook. It's not like it was a rule that didn't exist. The rule was there. Legitimately. That's that now do I think it should have been called? No. Does Tom Brady think it should have been called? No. But knowing the rules, knowing the playbook, again, that's just being smart. All right, I'll give you one more sports analogy, okay? There was a time when Shaquille O'Neal dominated the NBA because he was just this guy who was, I don't know, 25% bigger than everybody else. Because not only was he tall, but he was also thick. The guy was like, you know, like a mountain. And he was pretty athletic, which was rare. So for the most part, you get the ball into Shaq. He's going to back it up, and he's going to, you know, find a way to get close enough to the hoop to score. So he was dominating for a while. Then some of the coaches came up with a strategy to beat him. They called it hack-a-Shaq. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I've heard of this. Yeah.
Okay. So what they did was they would just, when you toss the ball into Shaq, they would just foul him. He'd go to the free throw line, and he couldn't shoot free throws very well. His size did not benefit him at the free throw line. And so that impacted the game big time, and his impact on the game lessened. Now, did people like it? No, I didn't like it. It slowed down the game. It was kind of boring. You felt like it was unfair. You're fouling him on purpose. Like, it's so annoying. But at the same time, it's good strategy. If you found a way to win the game, that is good strategy. I have a way that I would offset that strategy. If I was the coach and they were trying to do hack-a-Shaq on me, you know what I would do?
What would you do?
I would feed him the ball all the first half. I would just keep feeding it to him. I don't care how many free throws he misses. I actually don't even care how far down we get. We can get down by 20, 25 points. Because here's what's going to happen. They're either going to stop fouling him eventually, or they're going to start fouling out. And now the thing that was there, that was something that was set up to be a strategic win for them, is going to end up at the end of the game costing them players that they need. So that's what I would do.
That's really smart. Dang.
But the hack-a-Shaq, it was a strategy, right?
Yeah.
So here's the idea: is strategy is for winners. You need to be able to, you know, and this whole week is based on patience. So I want to talk about what is strategy. Strategy is you thinking about potential different directions that you might take, and then starting to allow in your mind a visualization of, if I did this and then this happened, then what would maybe be the potential outcomes there? Okay, and then if that one happened, what would I do? But if this one happened, what would I do? And as you kind of start going down this like map, you start to figure out, all right, the probability of something good happening, because something good could happen either way, and something bad could happen either way. But you start to look 3, 4, 5, 6 steps ahead, and you start to see, okay, if this happens, this happens. If this happens, this happens. And so you have this sort of like what if roadmap, and you build on that. So we're gonna when we get back from commercial break, and I do want to see your terrible illustration. So we're gonna get to that. I love this game.
I just finished it.
Awesome.
It's really,
so when we get back
really
from
great.
break, we are going to talk about this the strategies of your life, the strategies of, you know, specifically, you know, for actors, but also just for everybody. Like what is how do we implement this? How do we bring this idea of strategically planning into who we are, what we do on a regular basis? And I know we're already at the 18 mark here, Joe. So we're going to have to do a quick commercial,
18.
and we'll have to wrap this pretty quick. But it is time now for Joey Sweeney's terrible illustrations. Okay, good. All right. All right. Okay, so here's what I think. And everybody, you can put in your comments here what you think based on the episode that Joey's trying to get across here to the audience. So I believe here that what Joey's trying to say is, well, what he did was he drew Eminem, and then he drew Eminem like when he was younger, and Eminem didn't know what to do, and he was like sad and worried and questioning. And then as Eminem got older, he started writing down lyrics, and then he had this idea of a golden brick, and he's like, I'll write I'll write a rap about making money and how I'm poor and I don't have money, and then that will make me money, and then I'll be happy. And then not only did it make him happier, but clearly you can see it made his one arm a lot stronger. He's this huge one arm now. So I think that was pretty much what Joey was trying to say. So here's the game. This is Joey's Terrible Illustrations. You get to guess your best guess of what Joey was trying to get across here in this picture, and then Joey's going to let us know right after our commercial break. We can be someplace 10 years from now, all of us. All right, so we're gonna end here. I want to leave everybody with this. I drew this before this scene started. So this is a little diagram I was thinking about, 3 circles, okay? So here it is. So this is you, all right? This is you. These other 2 circles, that's you also 10 years from now. You make decisions. You make decisions. The truth is, we all can be, we can be someplace 10 years from now, all of us. You decide, where do you want to be? And then you start making the little decisions to get there. Little decisions like reading every day, working out, eating right, studying, becoming a better actor every day. It's unlimited the amount of work. So like to think like, oh, I'm ready, and to be confident is different than if you came in terrified. The terrified is more humility. I'm terrified to coach you because I respect you, and because I respect the play and I respect the room. I'm legitimately terrified. Before you started, I was scared because I want you to do well, and I want to find a way to reach you that's not hurtful, but that is inspiring, and that does really, really reach your core. And I think we got there. I hope we did. But it's up to you. It's really. Because you're either going to go, yeah, I get it and I want it, and it's life-changing, and that you'll probably figure that out in that alone time. Circle up, please.
Your lives will all be changed and you'll grow if you really learn to listen in this way.
Will you help me kill her?
You have to react to that from his point of view as honestly as possible.
Punch him in the face. No, you don't know nothing. Come on.
As soon as you've solved the puzzle, the scene's over.
Hey, woo!
Alrighty, welcome back, everybody. We're gonna wrap up this segment here. Terrible Illustrations with Joey Sweeney. Joey, what is going on here? Was I right about the M&M?
No, absolutely not. Yeah, couldn't have been further off.
All right.
I see where you got Eminem.
Yeah.
But so what's really going on here is I just added the blonde for hair. Because I felt like my other drawings didn't have hair, so I thought it was a creative thing.
Okay.
But I'm trying to see. Okay, this guy right here. Okay, that is the man without a strategy. Okay, and then this guy over here is the same guy, but he has a strategy. And see, this guy has no idea where he's going next. So he's just kind of like in the menace, you know? And then the guy, him in the future, with the gold on his mind, the gold is his goals.
So
He's got his plan in his hand, And that's not one strong arm. That's 2 arms, by the way. He's just holding his plan up like a blueprint.
Got it.
So,
All right. Very good.
yeah.
Okay. So let's wrap this thing up. I want to connect this back to your life really quick.
Oh, not me.
But yeah,
This audience.
I mean, you
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
Joey.
yeah.
No, you too.
No,
so,
no, I mean, it's
so
cool.
okay. So here's a couple of quotes for everybody. Abraham Lincoln says, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe." Oh, come on, that's good. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I'm going to spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. That is you figuring out what is the best way to chop down the tree instead of just hacking away at it. Smart guy. Abe Lincoln.
Honest Abe.
Michael Porter had a couple good quotes, but I grabbed this one. The essence of strategy is choosing what not to do. So true. So true. There's going to be always a lot of options of what to do. And you picking what not to do is going to be sometimes more important than what you do. I was just telling Joey this morning, my son, my 9-year-old, took it upon himself yesterday to decide that he's not going to watch TV till Saturday. My 9-year-old says, "Dad, I've decided to study." So basically, he went on a 3-day fast for the TV, self-imposed. He's just like, "I feel like we've been watching too much TV lately." He's just not going to do it. And I woke up this morning and he was already awake at 3:30 before he got up before me. I got up today at 5. I slept in an extra half hour. And my son's like, he's like, "Yeah, I came in and checked on you and it was 3:30. So I've just been reading books." He's been just like killing it for 2 hours. And then I was like, "Yeah, you could probably get it set up here. You could watch the show this morning if you want." He's like, "I'd like to, Dad, but I'm not watching TV."
That's so funny.
And what's interesting is I had to battle my own addiction. I was telling Joey, because I believe in backing each other up, and I wanted to support my son, but then I was like, "Oh my gosh, can I do that for 3 days?" I mean, of course I can, but do I want to? There's a lot of little videos I like to listen to and watch, and it's part of my day. And I had this whole thing going on in my mind. It took me like 10 minutes before I finally got to the point. I was getting into the car and he was helping me, and I was like, "You know what, Jack? I'm going to join you." So I'm on a TV fast as well. But now think about this. My strategy towards success, think about what I should do and should not do. If I choose not to engage in watching television, is that going to get me closer to my goal? Yeah, it's probably a really good strategy. So choosing what not to do, super important.
Yeah. Love that.
I believe that so I was mentioning, my love of strategy. And Joey knows this because we're family
Oh my
and we've been together a lot.
God. Don't ever play a board game with Matt.
Why?
Because it's so annoying.
Why?
Because you're a business owner. And
That's
so
not why.
No,
there's a lot of
saying-
business owners out
Yo,
there.
I was in the middle of my sentence. No, you're a business owner.
Why?
And you
What does that
use
matter?
those skills. Would you shut up? No, and you use those skills.
The business owner?
Yeah, because as a business owner, a big part of what you do is strategy, especially as an acting school, which is not your conventional job or business to start. Not very many people do that thing. And so you have a lot of skills that you've built up about strategy.
I got a particular set of skills.
Yeah, exactly. I think my impersonation was better when
Probably.
I did it last week. I'm
Probably.
impressed with myself now.
Probably it was.
So anyway, it's just not fun to
I
play
never
with
thought
him
I had a good
because
Liam
he
Neeson.
wins every single time.
It's annoying to play with me because I win. That's the end of the... Because I win. Why? Because strategy is for winners, and I love strategy. I'm always thinking 3, 4, 5, 6 steps ahead. So it doesn't matter. I like to play Monopoly. I like to play Risk. I like to play Settlers of Catan. I like to play other more complicated board games that are for total nerds. I really, really like strategy.
And his strategy usually involves totally cutting you off or making some really mean move
But only
that
when you
propels
don't.
him to success.
But only when you don't expect it, of course.
Yes.
Because the great strategist does not give up their strategy.
Yeah, and you pretend like we're friends, and then you block somebody. And then
We
you're
are
like,
friends.
well, you're kind of stuck now.
No, we are friends.
Eh.
I don't pretend. That's not fake, Joey. We are friends.
Friends who block each other's longest road. Yeah.
Look, if we're both friends and I'm like, hey, we have this, we're both agreeing upon something. Then if you block my road when it comes time, I understand, of course. At the end, someone's got to propel forward. It's fine. Just so you know, though, I've already got two other. If you block my longest road, I already have two other moves I'm ready to do, bro.
Yeah.
Strategy. Anyway, I love strategy. But here's the deal. I feel like life can and should be, and I want you guys to think about this. Life, your career, your acting, everything. It should be fun. It can be a game. Life is a game. And so think about strategically. Where do you want to be? What do you want to do? Who do you want to hang out with? Like all the stuff, okay? And then think strategically, how do I get there? Hey, I want to I'm interested in getting out there. I'm interested in, dating. I'm interested in whatever. Okay, great. Strategically, what do you got to do to date the person you want to be with? I mean, it's kind of that easy. And you start doing like little things that are fun that put you down a certain path, and the things that you want start to come true. It's magic. And they don't all come true, even with the board games. I don't win every time, just most of the time.
Just 99.9%.
Correct. Sometimes I get second place at the very end.
Oh my God, second place.
It's happened before.
What? Second?
Because here's the thing, with those games, as with life, there is a bit of dumb luck involved. There really is. Of course. But you can make tiny little strategic decisions throughout the game that sort of tilt the game into your favor. Okay? And depending on what happens, you have to be willing to adjust your strategy. So we're talking about longest road. If you make a move, I'm going to stop going for longest road. But I might even put down another one so you think I'm going for longest road. Mm-hmm. That's strategy. That's long-term strategy. Or so the rest of the board thinks I'm going for it. But I'm looking at my mind going, it's a waste of my time and energy. Because I see what Joey's doing here. I can see his strategy. Okay, cool. People think I'm going for the same thing. Let me keep them thinking that way. So they look over here while I'm doing this.
Yeah. 100p.
Strategy. So what is your strategy? What is your strategy for success? If you're an actor, what's your strategy toward having a fulfilling career? Do you have a strategy? I'll tell you right now, some people have a strategy. The ones that have read
Acting is my day job.
A little book called Acting is My Day Job.
7 strategies. To
Seven
market
what?
and make money.
7 what?
7 strategies.
7 strategies.
To market and make money as an actor.
Yes. It's so funny because sometimes people want to come up to me now, and this is one of my favorite things. They want to come up to me and ask me questions. And anything that's in the book, I'm like,
Read the book.
read the book.
Read the book.
Because even the book, if you think about it, it's like whatever the cost is, like $20. Let's just call it $20. We'll round it up.
Yeah.
We'll make it expensive. $20. Cool. That was like 2 years of my life and 20 years worth of my knowledge I poured into this book on how to be successful, laid out a roadmap. And so for $20 and an investment of time, and it's a quick read. It's a very dense book. So you get a lot from a few pages. I don't believe in the books that you just sort of like drone on and on. Matter of fact.
Okay, time out really quick. I know you had a great point there, but I need a drum roll.
Okay.
You just gotta trust me. Okay, you have been challenged by the audience, specifically Miss Joanne Stafford. She said, "This makes me want to challenge Matt in a game of horseshoes. ... A game of horseshoes."
Okay, first and foremost, Joanne Stafford, I will probably crush you in Horseshoes, but I don't know that, because if you own Horseshoes and you play Horseshoes regularly, I happen to know you. You are a competitive human being, and I'm not going to guarantee that I can beat you. Now, the other thing is that Horseshoes that's a lot of technical skill, and I feel like there's a little less strategy involved in Horseshoes. It's a lot. It's sort of like playing bags, like tossing the bag into the hole. So there might be a little bit of mind game that we can go back and forth on here and there. But I will take the challenge. Number one, I will take that challenge. I'm not going to guarantee I'm going to win, because Horseshoes is a game I know how to play. I'd say I'm competent in playing Horseshoes. But I don't have a Horseshoes at my house. I've probably played Horseshoes 7 times in my life. So for me to come out and just be like, I guarantee you I could beat, there's no way.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
That's fair. That's fair.
And if Joanne Stafford is challenging me, she knows something that I don't know. She's like, she got a horseshoe, you know.
No. No. I think
she knows I'm walking into a trap. That's
she said my strategy is to have technical skills.
That's a good strategy.
Yeah.
That's always a good strategy.
And I had to bring it up because this doesn't happen every day, where somebody hops on here and challenges you to something.
And let me tell you this. What a great strategy. Okay? And this is for everybody. Cuz and you know, you should read the book.
Read it.
And it's a good book for life too. But the end result is you got to have skill. You got to. So if I were to take on this challenge with Joanne Stafford, and we're going to say, okay, we're going to play, the only strategy that would make any sense would be for me to practice and get good at Horseshoes. Mm-hmm. To learn a couple different techniques. I mean, I learned and got better at a bunch of different games.
Yeah.
Billiards, bags. I love bags. Bags is like there's a bunch of different ways to throw the bags.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
And depending on the size of the bags, depending on the weight, depending on how far away they are, depending on which type of board it is, there's different strategies that work better.
Yep.
Okay.
100p.
So I don't know. I don't know the terrain even. So to play against Joanne, I'm gonna have to practice, you know, in the rocks, in the woods, in the desert. I'm gonna have to practice in the heat. I'm gonna have to do wind sprints and then do it.
I mean, I'll tell you one thing for sure is you're going to need to put one in your backyard, because there's no way we're going down south. If you know what I'm saying. We don't go there. That's uncharted territory that we don't care to know about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I just wanted to remind you of that before you take her up on this, because we don't travel there unless it's to beat their team in football.
Right.
Which is more of a fun trip, really.
I mean, she's not a fan of that, is she?
I don't know. Her daughter has U of A merch, and she likes to wear it in class to make me upset.
She does?
Yeah.
What? I liked Layla. Oh. Guys.
And
you see what we're teaching the kids these days? Like we gotta get in control of what we're putting into the school systems, people. This is horrific. It's unbelievable. All these different things coming into the school system. Next thing you know, the people are fans of these different schools.
She said, "AS who?"
Yeah.
Wow.
Scoreboard. That's all I gotta say.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Scoreboard. I mean, really
bad.
They're
like so bad your coach got fired.
Again, like so bad.
Oh,
so bad.
She got on you. It's she said Leela? Question mark? In all caps.
Layla. Tomato.
All right. Well, we talked about the book so much. I just want to play this one.
Time now for Brian Sweeney's Shameless Plugs.
Shameless plugs. It's been a really long time, so even though he's not here, I figured Be nice to remind ourselves of a familiar tune.
For real. All right. That is our show, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, strategy is for winners. Looks like we will be having a horseshoe competition here in the very near future. We'll figure out the details of that. We'll try to get that on video, make sure we can go live, and we'll be taking bets for sure on who's going to win, either myself or the wild brat. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. Help us spread this light-driven content to the planet.
Thanks for listening to Mornings with Matt. Please like, subscribe, and follow us at Deering Acting Studio to keep up with the latest content. For more information on classes, private lessons, or professional development coaching, visit www.deeringstudio.com. Have a Deering day, everyone.
Have a chippy day, everyone. Rough.